everyone, it's Sherry with Squatchable, and the report I'm bringing to you today is about a teenage girl and her sister who were chased out of the forest in Washington, and when the BFRO went to investigate later, they found some evidence while they were there. The report we're bringing to you today was actually brought to our attention in the comments section of the Mother and Baby Bigfoot whaling video. And it was posted by May Wolf. She said, "You should go over my real report from 2002 in Washington with my sister. We were chased out of the woods, and BFRO came out with us years later and checked the area." And I asked if she remembered the report number, and she actually pulled it up for us. It's report number 21807. And so when I read the report, I saw that it said teenage girl and her sister, so I wanted to know how old they were when this happened. And May Wolf said, "I was 16 years old and my sister was like 11, I think." Additionally, John Walker, who says that he's a BFRO investigator, he may be Johnny Walker. If it is that one, that's awesome. Hi Johnny, I'm really glad to see you on here. If not, nice to meet you, John. He said, "I got to read the full report. What the investigators found out on the trail was by no means a small bit of evidence. I commend you on keeping your head and getting your sister out of the area. Too many times people just lock up with fear and not move. Thankfully, there has not been a credible account of a Sasquatch harming a human, scare and intimidate, oh yeah, but not intentionally harm. So welcome to those of us who've actually seen a Sasquatch. I'm sure you know the feeling we all do when the topic comes up and someone starts in with how it's fake or lies and such, and we just roll our eyes. Kudos to you, girl." It looks like he believes that what she saw out there was the real deal. So let's get to the report. So when I pulled up report number 21807, I took a quick look at where this report happened at. It's in Pierce County, Washington. Now, Pierce County is one of those ones that if you're into Bigfoot, you should know it by now. Pierce County, 78 reports on BFRO. If you look at this, the only one that gets up there next to it is maybe Snohomish. If I said that wrong, don't catch me, Washington people. And Skamania. If I said that wrong, please forgive me, Washington people. But out of all of them, Pierce County has 78, way more than everyone else. So if a Bigfoot sighting is going to happen in Washington, this place has the highest likelihood of it happening. This report happened in the summertime in July, and she reported that it was a clear, warm day out there. The reason why she was out there was that her dad wanted to go rock hunting, and her stepmother went out hiking around with one of her sisters. And when they came back, they said it was a nice trail to hike. So she went down with her younger sister to kind of take some time, visit the trail, check it out. So they were out pretty deep into the forest, it looks like, near a rock gravel quarry that is in a really forested area. And it says it was near Pyramid Creek and close to Mount Rainier. They were out there because their dad wanted to go rock hunting, and while they were there, their stepmother went out hiking and saw a little trail and recommended that they go check it out. And so they did. So her younger sister and her decided to go ahead and hike down the trail that their stepmother had recommended. And this is where we pick up the report at. It says, "About a fourth of a mile towards half a mile down the trail, me and my sister stopped at this little creek. We stayed there for a while playing in the water. I wanted to continue down the trail, but my sister freaked out on me, telling me that she had a very bad feeling and wanted to go back to where my dad and the others were. About a fourth of a mile towards a half mile down the trail, me and my sister stopped at this little creek. We stayed there for a little while playing in the water. I wanted to continue down the trail, but my sister freaked out on me, telling me she had a very bad feeling and wanted to go back to where my dad and the others were. I told her it was okay, and eventually convinced her to head down the trail a bit more. However, once we started off again, something charged at us from the wooded hill that was right next to me. We heard this horrible, terrifying howl/growl coming towards us as the trees and bushes moved around as if a truck was coming through them. All I saw was a black figure, and I started running. I yelled to my sister to get the hell out of there, me and her both cursing and running as fast as we could over the trail. As we ran back, I fell and hit my ribs. I couldn't run any longer and looked back to make sure whatever the hell it was wasn't chasing us. And nothing was there. My sister wouldn't stop, so I had to keep going, even though I was so out of breath I couldn't run anymore. She wouldn't stop. When we got back, we were both crying and so scared that we left right away with everyone because we couldn't stay there any longer. We were too scared. I thought at the time it was a bear or a cougar, and then on the way home I realized those don't sound like that. I know what those sound like, and whatever was chasing us did not sound like a bear or a cougar. After hearing some pre-recorded supposed whoops and howling from Bigfoots in my area, it got me scared because they sounded so similar to what me and my sister heard. Already, this report, it's scary. I mean, you're a teenage girl, you're your younger sister, you're out there hiking on a trail. I mean, it says about 1/4 of a mile to a half mile down the trail. That's a decent amount of distance away. And all of a sudden, something that's like a truck coming through the bushes towards you that's making a whole bunch of horrible noise, and you're just running, you trip, you fall, you hit your ribs. My gosh, that is a terrifying encounter. I would be out of there too if I was everybody. And I'm glad that they did, because later on, some BFRO researchers went out there. And it says BFRO investigator Scott Taylor. After interviewing the witness and gathering more details, I went to the site of the incident to investigate the encounter further. We went to what we believe to be the site based on the witness's directions. We found a trail leading away from the gravel pit. We followed the trail, which is a really old, overgrown logging road, to where it met a creek. The road used to go across the creek, but the culvert had been removed or washed out. We could see the road on the other side. When we followed the trail to the right up on the hill, we found 3 impressions. Each impression was 13 inches long and 5 inches wide, one an obvious track with toes visible. We also found one tree break where the fir tree had been broken so as to possibly block the trail. It was suspicious because it fell in a direction opposite of the prevailing wind, and there was no other visible mechanism to explain the manner in which it was broken. We also noted many rubs from both deer and elk. They were fresh from this summer, a good food source for sasquatches. What we found at the site suggests that the witness and her sister were very possibly scared out of the woods by a sasquatch. Isn't that incredible? Look at these photos of this area. I mean, my goodness, that looks like a dense area. It says with this photo right here, the Sasquatch was at the top of this slope and charged down the slope at the 2 girls. And then it says the Sasquatch stopped in these trees and the girls were standing approximately where the 2 people in this photograph are standing. By the time it got to the trees, the girls were running. That's close. And that is a terrifying story. So what do you guys think of this report? I mean, this area, it looks like it's densely forested. I've looked at the satellite view of the area. It looks pretty hard to see whatever it is through the trees. What do you guys think? Do you think they encountered a Sasquatch there? It looks like the BFRO thinks that they possibly did, and it's sounding like they did too. Also, what do you think about the bad feeling that they had? I mean, they decided to keep on going, and then this encounter happened. I don't know. I think if I had that bad feeling, I probably wouldn't try to push myself to go in any farther. Thanks again for sharing this report with us, Maywolf. This is awesome. I don't think I would have ever found it if you hadn't told us. I appreciate it. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you there.